Hey campers, Ben here. Ever wonder what the inner layer of an eggshell looks like? Well, today I'm going to show you how you can dissolve an eggshell and expose the inside. To start, you'll only need a few items. Vinegar, a glass. I do recommend a little bit of a wider rim. This is all I had available, so I'll show you how we can make do with that. You'll need an egg, and then some optional items that I do recommend if you have handy are a plastic bag or saran wrap, and then a rubber band or some type of elastic band, and I'll show you what we'll do with that in just a little bit. To start, you'll just pour some of the vinegar into the glass. If you have a wide rim glass, you don't necessarily need to do this first, but since I have a smaller glass, in order to avoid breaking the eggshell, I'm going to pour the vinegar in first so that the egg doesn't crack once it hits the bottom. So I'll go ahead and start with pouring a little bit of that in there. All right, and then carefully drop or slide the egg into the vinegar. And then if you can see here, I'll hold it up to you can see that there's going to be some bubbles that form, and that is normal as the acid in the vinegar begins to kind of dissolve the eggshell. And I will let you know, you don't need to fill the glass completely full with vinegar. Filling it up just above the eggshell or maybe a little bit higher is plenty and for the purposes of this experiment. So once again, you can kind of see the bubbles forming there. And then that's pretty much about it for now. At this point, if you'd like, you can leave it sit at room temperature if you'd like. It usually takes about anywhere from 12 hours to 48 hours to dissolve the eggshell. So at this point, you can go ahead and either cover it with a saran wrap or with a plastic bag. The only reason for that is so that if somebody in your family goes to drink or something like that, they don't accidentally grab the glass that has your vinegar and the egg in it. That will not taste very good to them. So at this point, go ahead and leave it set for 12 to 24 hours. And then for purposes of this video, I have already went ahead and I conducted the experiment myself. So you can kind of see what it's gonna look like once you have completed the experiment. There may be a white layer on top of the vinegar. That is normal. That's just the remnants of the eggshell. So at this point, I'm gonna rinse off the egg and remove it from the cup here. And I'll show you a little bit more what it looks like. All right, so I'm back here. I did drain the vinegar and then I rinsed off the egg. So you can kind of see, it's very interesting, almost has like a water balloon texture. You can go ahead, you can gently play with it, bounce a little bit. It does have a little bit of a rigidity to it, but I don't recommend dropping it too high. You don't want the egg to break. So at this point, the egg actually has a porous membrane, so things can go into small particles, can go into the egg as well as out of the egg. So to continue the experiment, you can either place the egg in water and you'll observe a process called osmosis, in which the water will actually penetrate the inner layer of the eggshell here, the egg membrane, if you will, and cause the egg to expand. It's pretty cool to see. Just leave it sit overnight, and then you should wake up in the morning and see how much larger the egg has become. Another thing that you can do is actually put the egg in corn syrup, and because the corn syrup has less water in it than the egg membrane does, or than the egg does inside of it, some of the water from inside of the egg will actually leave the egg membrane or the egg and actually cause it to shrink. So you can do both of those experiments now that you have the eggshell dissolved. So for the purposes of this video, that's all I have to show you today. So enjoy, hope you guys enjoyed this, and enjoy the rest of your summer. Stay safe. Thanks.